Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an all-day wear test using some new makeup. The foundation that I'm going to use today is the Morphe Foundation. I wanted to mention this because I did use it already once and I really didn't get to put it through the test. So I want to do that today for you guys. It is, let's see, what time is it? It is 12:10 in the afternoon. So I'm going to try to wear it till about 9:30. I want to give it a good like 9-hour shot. So I do want to use that today along with some other great products. So if you want to see me apply these products and do an all-day wear test, then just keep watching. I do have my skincare on and I have my sunblock on. It's been sitting on my face for the last 20-30 minutes. So for primer, I'm going to go in with the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Base. This is what the packaging looks like. I actually saw this at Walmart and I picked it up. This is new to Wet n Wild. It's supposed to mattify, hydrate, blur pores, and prep skin for lasting makeup, and it's impossibly silicone free. So I'm really excited to try this today. I am gonna put on probably a pea size for my entire face, just like that. And I'm just gonna rub it all over. It doesn't have a slip to it, guys, so it's going on a little bit thicker than most primers that I have, which is fine. It doesn't have a gel-like consistency to it. It's just a little thicker product, but it doesn't feel heavy or anything on the skin. And because it says it blurs pores, I am putting it on the center of my face as well, just spreading it all over. But yeah, the consistency is weird. It's not creamy. It's not gel-like, it doesn't have a slip. I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like it has a grip to it. So for eye primer, I'm gonna go in with this Wet n Wild Focus Eyeshadow Primer. The reason being is because I still do have some dry skin on my eyelid, which is annoying, but I have it on my eyelid and I wanna put this on because it's a little bit more moisturizing to my eyelid, so I do wanna put this all over. It's a good primer too. It really helps the eyeshadow stay in place. All right, so for eyeshadow day, I'm gonna go in with my Lorac Soleil palette. I have really been enjoying both of these palettes, the Soleil and the Noir. So I am gonna use this one today. And I'm gonna go in with this kind of peach shade. It's called Pink Beige. And I'm going to just set my primer with that. And by the way, guys, my hair is wet. I actually just dyed the roots because my grays were looking crazy. So my hair is a little wet. Okay, so the next shade I'm gonna go into is Nectar. And I'm just gonna put this in the crease. These are very powdery type shadows, but they're really good shadows. Very, very pigmented. Next shade I'm gonna go into is Morocco. And I'm just gonna go into the crease with that. It's a pretty shade. And then I'm going to place some all over the lid. Next shade I'm gonna go into is Mirage. I'm just gonna lay that on the lid, just packing it on the lid. It's this really beautiful like gold shade with kind of like a green shift to it. Last shade I'm gonna go into is Ash Brown. I'm just gonna put this like on the outer corner, just to add some depth to the eye look. And I'm just blending it really good right there at the edge because I don't want it to look too harsh. All right, so now we're gonna go in with the Morphe Foundation. I did get Tan 17, which honestly, I probably should have gotten Medium 16. The problem was that there was hardly any shades left. I mean, people went through this foundation like crazy. The only other shade that was close to my shade was Tan 17. There was maybe a slight bit of oxidation, but I don't think it was too much. So I am gonna try it out today. Let me put my glasses on so that I can read to you what this says. So this is called the Morphe Filter Effect Soft Focus Foundation. It's medium to full coverage, which we'll talk about that in a minute. This is a long-wearing, oil-free, natural finish foundation which hydrates skin and blurs imperfections for the ultimate soft focus look. It has hyaluronic acid, vitamin E, and glycerin. This product is actually made in Italy, so they're calling it more of a luxe foundation, which I will say it feels very good on the skin. So I am gonna start off with that. It does feel really good on the skin, and also it comes in a beautiful frosted glass bottle. that has a plastic top and a plastic pump. Now you can see I have used this because there is foundation on the outside of the pump. Now when I tried this foundation, I used a sponge and a brush. I really like the brush a lot better because it gives a little bit more coverage for me. So yeah, so that's how I applied it last time. Now when I did wear it, I wore the NYX Marshmallow Primer, which I really do like, but I'm excited to see how it works with the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer. I'm hoping that everything will go well together and that it'll perform well with it. Let's go ahead and apply the foundation. So I did apply one pump initially. As you can see, it has a thick consistency, but guys, when you put it on the skin, it doesn't feel thick at all. It goes on so light. Today I'm going to use the Zoeva buffer brush. I did use this brush with it when I used it that day, and it might look like it's my skin tone, guys, but I'm telling you, it oxidizes just slightly. I'm just gonna go ahead and press this into the skin. So let's talk about the coverage. You guys are gonna see how beautifully this covers like imperfections. It does such a good job. I will say that one thing that I saw with the foundation, I did get slightly oily right here, just slightly, nothing too major. I wore my my Revolution Pore Perfecting Primer with it, and I did get a little bit oily. And we're going in with the second pump because you guys know I love full coverage, and I didn't use the whole pump just yet. But you guys, do you see how nice this covers? It looks so good. I don't smell any fragrance to it. I do have a little bit more on the back of my hand. I'm just gonna bring a little bit down my neck. There are 40 shades to this foundation. The claims to this foundation is that it's waterproof, sweat proof, and transfer proof. I did wear a mask with it, but the thing is that I used like a color type of powder. I couldn't tell whether it was the foundation or the powder that was transferring onto the mask. Now the shade doesn't look too bad on my skin, and I didn't use the whole second pump. I probably have like just a tiny bit left over, but I'm not gonna use that because I feel like what I have on is like perfect. It does feel like and looks like a little wet on the skin. So for concealer, I've been loving this Lip Bar concealer. This is from Walmart. This is in the shade Honey. I've never seen Lip Bar products, and the first time I did see them, I saw it at Walmart. So I purchased some, and I'm really impressed with them. I really am pleased with this concealer and a powder that I purchased from them. So I'm gonna go ahead and just put some here on the inner corner, and then I'm gonna put some on the outer. And because this is such a dark shade, what I want to do is go in with my Maybelline Superstay concealer. This is in the shade Sand, and I do like this concealer. At first I was on the fence with this concealer because I was like, do I really like it? Is it really full coverage? I wouldn't say that it's super full coverage, guys. I will say that it is a beautiful concealer under the eyes. It doesn't maintain a full coverage consistency when it's on my under eye. It kind of like, I don't know, it kind of looks more like medium coverage. But with the Lip Bar concealer, it does give like a highlighted effect under there. Now I do like to let this sit for about 10-15 seconds and then go in with my beauty sponge. So that's what I'm gonna do while I go wet the sponge really quickly, and then I'll be right back. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend that in, and I'm using this sponge that I picked up at Ulta. It came in a package of 2, and the first one I used had a flat top and it works really well. So I just went ahead and wet this one because I wanted to see how this one worked, and it's working pretty good too. I do wanna highlight the nose a little bit, and the forehead, chin. Then of course I'm gonna go in with my Tarte Shape Tape and Tan. I don't need much because it's a nice full coverage foundation. So now what I'm gonna do is set my foundation. I am gonna set it with the One Size powder. I think I'm gonna set my entire face with this because it is translucent. That way when I do wear a mask, I can tell if it's the foundation. I'm just gonna press that into the under eye. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this Sigma brush. It's a pointed powder brush. I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. So I am gonna use my Morphe bronzer. This is in the shade Originator. This is what the bronzer looks like. Really beautiful, warm bronzer. It's very, very warm, but it's still very beautiful. So I purchased this blush from Ulta. It's called the Coral Crush Brush Trio. So I'm gonna be using this today. It's such a beautiful blush trio. I have used this shade right here before, but what I'm gonna do is use maybe this one and this one together and place that on my cheeks. So I'm just gonna tap my brush into both of those and then just press it into the skin. This is such a beautiful blush palette. It kind of reminds me of the Anastasia ones. I never really owned one of the blush trios from Anastasia, but it kind of reminds me of those. But they're so good, guys. They're so pigmented. They go on so easily. They blend into the skin really well. So I also purchased this 16-hour breakup proof, waterproof liquid eyeliner. This is the packaging that it came in, and then this is the eyeliner itself. I am gonna put this eyeliner on, but I'm not gonna be able to do it on camera because I know that I'm gonna mess up. So I am gonna put a little bit of this on. I wanna check this out because I heard this on Shades of Cassie's channel. I will link her channel down below if you guys don't know who she is, but she loves this liquid eyeliner, so I wanted to go ahead and try it. So I am gonna go off camera and then I'll be back and we'll finish off the rest of my face. So I used the Wet n Wild eyeliner, so easy to use. I did mess up a little bit, but I cleaned it up with a Q-tip, but I think this is really good, guys. It's very matte and I'm hoping it's gonna stay all day like the foundation. So yeah, so we'll be testing that out as well because it is a waterproof eyeliner, so it's not supposed to like smudge or smear or anything like that. I did pick up this Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High Mascara. I have been hearing so many things about this, so I wanted to go ahead and try this today. After I try it, I may go ahead and put on some falsies because I feel like wearing false lashes today. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my lashes really quickly. And by the way, I did my eyebrows. I used my NYX Brow Glue and also my Benefit eyebrow pencil. So the wand on here is plastic type wand. It looks a little slanted. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this. It's doing a good job of like separating the lashes and it's lengthening them a lot more than what I expected. I don't know if you guys can tell, but they do look a lot longer. Oh yeah, they're lengthening them like way longer than what I expected. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and let that dry. So far so good with this. Now I did buy the waterproof because I don't like when my mascara smears. So we will see if this lasts as well. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some lashes really quickly. All right guys, lashes are on and they're still drying. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lash line. I'm gonna go into the shade Cinnamon and I'm just gonna put that on my lower lash line. I think I'm just gonna use that one color for my lower lash line and then I'm gonna go in with the shade Tiramisu by Rimmel. This is a lip liner, pencil lip liner. Then I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced lipstick in Skinny Dippin'. Love these lipsticks. I kind of want to darken up the outer edges of my lips just to kind of add some definition. I went in with this Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in Gone Griege. I'm going to use the Sky High Mascara on my lower lash line because it's waterproof, so hopefully it won't smear. Okay guys, it's 10 after 1 now. I've had the foundation on for maybe a good 35 minutes, you know, after the application and everything and adding the powder. I'm looking at it right now and it doesn't look bad. It looks very smooth on the skin. I saw it close up on my magnifying mirror and I love the way the foundation looked. I feel like it did give some type of blurring effect. So I like the way the foundation went on. I like the way the primer is working with the foundation as of now. Now we will see throughout the day whether it's gonna work with it all day or not. So I hope to come back here in 9 hours and come on here and tell you guys whether the foundation worked, how it performed, not only the foundation, but everything else that I put on my skin, the primer, everything that I used today, and whether it worked well together or not. Before I leave you guys, I just want to say this. I like the way every product went on my skin today. I like the way it looks. I like the way they all applied. They applied with no effort. It was very easy. Now I did mess up with the liner, but still it was easy to use. It wasn't like very hard to use. And I do like the matte effect that the eyeliner gives. So yeah, so we'll look at everything at the end of the day and I'll see you guys hopefully like around 9:30. All right guys, I quickly wanted to come on here and show you guys the foundation only because I worked out and I went for a walk and it's a little bit warmer today than it has been, but I am looking at the foundation and it looks pretty good. I did sweat while I was working out and I am getting a little bit oily on the sides, but nothing really too bad. A little bit of oil on the chin. Still, again, nothing really too bad, but the foundation looks really good. It still looks good, still looks fresh. Everything is still on. So yeah, so we're just going to keep testing this foundation. I do want to blot this area, like I said, only because I have been working out. I don't really want to wash my face. I am going to take a shower. I'm going to take what I call a neck down. So basically from my neck down, because I still want to wear this foundation throughout the evening. So let me blot it just a little bit. And yes, a little bit has come off when I do blot it. Blotting it made it look a lot smoother. A lot of the product did not come off, so I still have a lot of foundation on. And I'm doing this very, very gently, guys, because I don't want to take off the foundation. I still want to wear it today. So that is what the chin looks like. This is pretty much the product that I took off when I did blot on my nose and my chin. So far, so good with this foundation, guys. Let's see, I put it on about 12 o'clock and now it's 10 after 3. So I've had it on for about 3 hours, but I did want to come on here because I did work out and I wanted to show you guys how the foundation looked after I worked out. So I am gonna wear this throughout the evening up until as late as I possibly can. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick shower. So anyway, I will see you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, this is my final check-in. It is 9:05 in the evening. I just got back from dinner. I think the foundation looks absolutely beautiful. Now the foundation did make me a little bit oily on the sides of my nose, especially when I was working out. I did find a little bit of oil seeping through, but I went ahead and blotted it and I didn't feel like it oiled as much when I was wearing it normally, like to dinner. So, I mean, honestly, I do get oily right here even when I wear a mattifying primer. But I will say with this primer, it didn't make me as oily. You know what I mean? So yeah, so it held up really well. Now I will say that it's not transfer proof. I'm saying that because when I looked at my mask, I had makeup on my mask and I used a translucent powder. So it did come off as the foundation on the mask, which kind of stinks because it does say that it's transfer proof, but it's not. It's not transfer proof. Now to me, it is sweat proof because I was sweating and it didn't get all goopy. It didn't break up. It didn't slip. It just looked like it did when I first put it on. The only exception was the oil around the areas of my nose. And like I said, I did blot that area and was fine throughout the evening. And I didn't get to test the waterproof part of it, but that's okay. I can do that later. But so far it is sweat proof, but it's not transfer proof. So if you're looking for something that's transfer proof that won't go on a mask, this is not the foundation for you. I will say, but even though it wasn't transfer proof, it still looks really good on my skin. Like you can't tell where I had my mask other than my nose area where the mask was touching. So yeah, so I'm really impressed with this foundation. I think it's a great foundation. I am also impressed with the Sky High Mascara. I used it on my bottom lash line and it did not smear on my under eyes, which I'm super impressed with because I have tried so many waterproof mascaras, guys, and it always smears on my under eye and I can't stand that. So this is a really good mascara. And then for the Wet n Wild eyeliner, it held up all day. It held up through a workout. Still looks really nice and matte on the eyelid. So I'm really impressed with all these products that I tried today. I am so glad that I got to do this for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this all day wear test. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will talk to you guys on the next one.